The Anatomy of Fear. A Mortal Mind, Unabridged, a work by Valerie M. Stevens. Preface. I began wanting this work to be a non-fiction book in the conventional autobiographical sense, but I suppose that it already knew what it was going to be. Whenever I would mention to people that I was writing a book and they asked what it was about, I was always at a loss for words, for I truly did not know how to categorize it into any one genre. I suppose it is an amalgamation of various philosophical musings and meditations, spoken in the voice of prose poetry. It contains some of my previously penned individual works, as well as some of my newer work. However, the bulk of these cathartic ponderances and rantings were composed when I was still in my early 20s. The Anatomy of Fear, A Mortal Mind Unabridged, is a tribute to the abysmal depths of the mortal human mind, and to the more intense inner workings of the mortal human heart. It grants expression to those thoughts, feelings, and conditions which we do not grant just or essential recognition, dwelling in a world increasingly immersed in a crude, even savage kind of rationalist empiricism, reductionism, and blunted, myopic surface interpretation. This piece is a continuation of one of my favorite combinatorial themes, the philosophical and the psychological, in relation to our human experience and condition. Yet most of all, it is a keenly piercing probe into a mortal human inhabitancy so vulnerable, variegating, and complex, and the tragedy of how it is too often oversimplified by a world which loathes deeper truth in humanity with oftentimes forthright contempt. And although most of the insights contained herein do spring from a very abysmal and dark well, this aspect of perceiving is just as relevant and essential to humankind as are the more often touted redeeming graces of positivism and rationalism. For the very essence of nature, and that includes that of human nature, is not only dual in scope, but is polyparadoxical as well. To be continued.